All right, today we are jumping headfirst into one of the oldest, weirdest puzzles in all of science. Seriously, it's a question that has been haunting physicists for a solid century, but a totally radical new idea suggests the answer isn't some mind-bending paradox, it's just really, really good bookkeeping. Let's get into it. So, it all starts with this question. You've probably heard it before, right? Is a little packet of light a photon, a tiny, indivisible bullet, or is it a spread-out, rippling wave? What do you think? Well, here's the thing. This isn't a trick question. The official answer from quantum mechanics is that somehow it's both. A photon travels like a wave, but when it hits something, bam, it acts like a particle. And that right there is the problem. It's a massive contradiction that has kept scientists staring at their blackboards for decades. I mean, how can something be two completely opposite things at the exact same time? To really get why this is so bizarre, we need to look at these two conflicting identities quantum objects are supposed to have. It's almost like a ghost story, where reality itself has this strange split personality.
Okay, look at this. On one hand, you've got waves. They're spread out, they're continuous, they can ripple and interfere with each other. On the other hand, you have particles. They are the complete opposite. They're localized, discrete little points. A particle is here, not spread out all over the place. Standard physics tells us an electron is somehow both of these at once, but it doesn't make any logical sense, does it?
So how in the world do we solve this? Well, a new theory, known as the Duhan corpus, comes at this from a totally different angle. It doesn't start with particles or waves. It starts with a single, really beautiful idea, that the universe itself has a heartbeat.
And here's the core of it. It's called Duhan's looping motion, or DLM. The theory goes like this. Everything, and I mean absolutely everything, you, me, this planet, space, time itself, is just a ripple in one single universal field. They call it the phi field. Think of it like a cosmic ocean that's constantly oscillating, and every single tick of this universal heartbeat actually creates a tiny piece of space-time.
And I love this quote because it makes it so clear. If everything is just made of this one field, then things like electrons and photons aren't fundamentally different stuff. No, they're just different vibrations, different harmonics of the same stuff. They're all just different dance moves that this one single field can do. Okay, so we've got one field that makes up the whole show. Cool. But to actually solve the wave-particle puzzle, this theory introduces something even wilder. It basically rewrites a fundamental rule of math by getting rid of the number zero. It suggests a physics where nothingness just isn't a thing. This is what's called existence math. So check this out. In the math we all learned, +5 and -5 equals 0. Simple. Gone. But in existence math, when they cancel, they don't create nothing. They create what's called a void state, which to us looks like 0, but, and this is the key, it also creates a permanent record, an entry in a sort of cosmic ledger that says, hey, a 5 and a -5 met right here. Nothing is ever actually deleted. So what this really means is that every time something seems to vanish in physics, like when two waves perfectly cancel each other out, it's not gone, it's just been filed away. The universe, in this view, is like a perfect, unchangeable account book. Every apparent zero is actually a logged transaction, leaving behind this invisible trace of what happened. Information, it turns out, is never, ever lost. And right here, this is where it all clicks into place. You take that one single field that everything's made of, and you combine it with this cosmic ledger that never forgets anything. When you put those two ideas together, that old wave-particle paradox, it doesn't just get solved, it just kind of evaporates. Okay, this slide is the big payoff. Let's walk through it. On the left, standard physics. On the right, this new interpretation. First, wave behavior. Old physics calls an abstract probability wave. The new theory? Nope, it's a real physical wobble in the phi field. Okay, next, detecting a particle. Standard physics has this mysterious idea of the collapse of the wave function. The new view? So much cleaner. A particle is just an entry in the ledger, a permanent, localized record of the field's influence. It's not a different thing, it's a record of a thing. And now look at that last row, this is so important. When waves cancel out in old physics, you get 0. Information gone. In the new physics, you get that void state plus a trace in the ledger. Nothing is ever deleted. So let's just nail this down so it's crystal clear. What is the wave? In this theory, it's just the phi field itself, wiggling. It's a real, continuous, spread-out ripple moving through space. It's reality in motion.
And the particle? It's not a separate object running around. A particle is the memory of that wave. It's the permanent, localized entry that gets stamped into the file ledger when the wave interacts with something. The wave is the action. The particle is the receipt. It's motion versus memory.
Now, if this idea is right, wow, the implications are absolutely huge. It doesn't just change quantum mechanics. It could change our whole understanding of black holes, the Big Bang, and the very nature of reality itself.
Just look at what this could mean. For starters, since nothing can truly become zero, you get rid of singularities, those points of infinite density that our current theories predict for black holes in the Big Bang. It means the universe literally has a perfect memory. Every single event is permanently saved in that file ledger. And maybe most profound of all, it gives us a truly unified picture where matter, energy, and space aren't different things. They're all made of the exact same cosmic substance.
So, if you take just one thing away from all this, let it be this right here. In this new view, the century-old wave-particle paradox isn't some deep, unsolvable mystery about the split personality of reality. It's much simpler than that. It's just bookkeeping. It's the natural outcome of a universe that keeps meticulous records of every single thing that ever happens.
And that leaves us with one last thought to chew on. We usually think of the universe as this giant, cold, unfeeling machine. But what if it's more like a story? A single, unbroken narrative where every action, every interaction, every tiny cancellation is recorded and saved forever in that cosmic ledger. A story that never, ever forgets a single word.